Previously.
Following on from Mrs. H's complete triumph of cooking one of these tomahawk steak, she cooked it on the pit barrel. It was phenomenal. Hearing all your suggestions, you've asked me to try and cook this tomahawk steak on our Franklin offset smoker, and they're going to try and do a reverse sear on this as well. What Mrs. H did and cooked on that pit barrel was phenomenal. Right, first things first, pat the meat dry. All the way around. I'm going to be using kosher salt, Diamond Crystal. Now, because it's quite a big piece of meat here, we're going to be putting this lovely piece of meat on here. We're going to let this rest in the fridge overnight to let the air get all around it and let the salt pull out all the moisture. And then we're going to put some pepper on in the morning and chuck it on the Franklin offset smoker. Right, I'm going to clear up here and I will see you tomorrow morning. Okay, so this tomahawk steak has been resting overnight. You can see quite clearly that the salt has taken. We've got a change of colour in the meat. I am going to be using some tallow as a binder, as recommended to me by my friend Al from Eat More Vegans. If you haven't heard of Eat More Vegans, check them out. I'll put a link in the description. I'm going to season these just with a bit of pepper, and later on I will be introducing some garlic, but in with the butter when we let it rest after the sear. And I am going to be doing a little tip that we learned from Cowboy Kent Rollins as well, so make sure you don't miss that. Okay, so we've got our 60 mesh black pepper. Nice little coating. There's quite a big piece of meat and there's quite a bit of seasoning. Let me know in the comments below, have you smoked a tomahawk steak? Let me know your method, because there's so many different types of cooking these big beasts. I'm going to be using a heat probe. Now, watching quite a few videos, they did say you don't want the heat probe to go into where the fat is, so you need to gauge it to a point where it's not going to be anywhere near fat. We are going to be going nice and slow today. I am going to be using some butcher's twine. Never done this before, so please, no haters. Again, we are not a cooking channel. We are not pit masters. We are just trying to find our way around this wonderful thing called a barbecue. They do make it look so easy on the videos. The idea is you get the twine, keep it all together this way. I'm not sure if you can see because my arms are probably in the way. This should help the meat not actually fall apart. Should. Now, I did talk about our friend Kent Rollins. He recommended on a tomahawk video you use aluminum or aluminium foil around the bone. Now, the reason for this, it doesn't help the cook or anything, it's just when it comes off, it should have like a nice clean sort of look to it. Right, going to fire up the Franklin pit. We want to be about 200 degrees Fahrenheit, so a nice slow cook, a nice slow smoke. Right, see you over by the pit. Right, it's showing at 115. 115. Get this back in, wrap it up and let it rest. Part of me's worrying a little bit. I'm wondering if I put too much pepper on here, but what we're going to do is just going to wrap this up, keep the probe in. We'll put some more foil. Hopefully what should happen now is the internal temperature should keep increasing. Once it starts to drop, then we're going to do the reverse sear. Now we don't have a Kamado Joe or an egg. We're going to be improvising as normal. Okay, I have to say this is smelling pretty good now. And we are going to be wrapping this up and letting it rest again. Right, taste test time.
I know it's smelling good. I'm quite excited.
It's been 20 minutes. I'm doing my usual self. I'm doubting what I've done. I think I should have put cracked black pepper rather than the 16 mesh. So please, guys, no haters. I'm still learning, still got lots to learn. But anyway, been rested for 20 minutes. We did a reverse sear.
Oh.
Well.
I actually think that looks better than the one I did.
I don't know.
It does. That looks, well, that's a whopper of a steak. It doesn't look like it's shrunk as much as the steak I had. Like the steak I had looked a little bit thinner and slimmer.
Well, we'll see, we'll see. We'll pop this on the cutting board. Right, smells good, looks good. We just quickly do like a, it's not a burnt end, but.
Oh, I'm really excited. Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Mm.
The taste is there, isn't it? The taste is there. I'm not sure about the, I want to say bark. Maybe I shouldn't have put so much pepper on. It seems a little bit harder.
But I don't think it tastes too peppery. And I think maybe because you reverse seared it, you're going to get that kind of more crust on it, aren't you? Where it's like burning. That's good.
It tastes really good. It took over an hour to smoke this, so I was hoping it's going to be a little bit tenderer than this.
Got a nice smoky profile on that. On the first bit, you didn't have it as much for some reason, but when you get into the second slice that you've done, where you get the more meat, that smoky taste has penetrated, and I really like the reverse searing on this one.
The taste is there. The taste is actually really good. It's always weird critiquing what you've done. You go, yeah, it's amazing. It's like you're being a bit of a big head, but.
I've got my fingers ready for the next piece. I'm just stood here going.
Oh, that feels really good. Right.
Oh, yes. That's doing that thing that brisket does, you know, where it falls apart with the fat. Okay.
You can really taste the salt. It's penetrated, isn't it?
That's exactly what I was going to say. Because you dry brined this overnight, didn't you? It feels like there's much more salt going through those layers, whereas with mine, I only did it for like a couple of hours and it didn't taste as salty on the inside. I do feel this one's slightly tougher.
Slightly, yeah.
But I'm not sure why that would be. Yours probably took us slightly bit longer than mine to cook, didn't it? Because of your smoking.
But I'm just wondering if I left it on the searing for too long, that could have toughened it up a little bit.
Maybe mine was a little bit more rare, would you say, or not?
Potentially. This is definitely not well done. This is like medium rare, isn't it?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining.
No, that bit's really juicy.
Oh yeah. Oh, got the char grill taste now.
The taste is on point. If I was to do this again, I'd probably put a little bit less salt. I use cracked pepper, but the taste is there. The taste is really good. Searing, I wonder if I was searing it a bit too long. I don't know, maybe it was a bit too hot. Let me know in the comments below. But before we go, I'm gonna have to do this.
Oh no, not again. Oh my gosh, look how good that looks. Like, just take a moment.
Right, Tomahawk steak on the Franklin pit. Oh my God. Considering it's my first attempt, that tastes bloody brilliant. It tastes really good. I'm really happy. Mrs. H, have a bite. Please have a bite.
Oh. Oh.
That good?
That's really good. That tastes better than mine texture-wise now.
It seems to have got there in the middle, isn't it? Which makes me think maybe it was too hot when I was searing it, or searing it for too long, which made it contract maybe a little bit.
Or it rested too long before you seared it, I don't know. Let us know in the comments down below what we should be doing.
Oh, let's have another bite.
I know, I've actually got to go, but I'm like hanging on here for some more steak.
That's really good, isn't it?
It's really good. You should be proud of yourself, are you? Oh, buttery, garlic butter, high five. If we can get this quality ourselves at home, I don't think we're going to be going out for steaks very often.
Reminds me of a story Cowboy Kent Rollins told us. He doesn't go out for steak anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
He said, I refuse to go to a restaurant and have steak because he's that good at making steaks. It was just like nothing's going to get as good as what he cooks. Anywho, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell and like the video. It really, really helps us out as a channel, and it really helps our videos to get shown to more people. I've got meat in my teeth. And all that leaves this little British family to say is...
Don't touch me with your garlic butter hands. Take care.
God bless.
And see you all in the next video.